You know what, Tyler? There's always a period of time that we go where I don't cuss you out. And then we run into an episode or two where you flip me all the way back. And then I got to cuss your ass out. Why? Why? Why do we do this with one another? Why? Break up to make up, that's all we do. But this time, Tyler Perry, I ain't fooling with you. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 7, episode 15 of the Have and Have Nots foolishness. Yeah, Tyler done pissed me off. Now I've been taking it real easy on him lately, but I'm gonna rat-a-tat-tat on that ass today. Cause Tyler, this shit was out of order. Completely out of order. And I felt like you wasted my time, man. I feel like you trying me. I feel like you trying me, honey. Listen. So David and Veronica get the phone call. Come to the hospital. The ambulance hasn't got here, but there's 2 people, 2 gunshots to the head. 1 black, 1 white. They're on the way. 2 males. So that's that. We get in, things start moving. We're 15 minutes into the thing, and we find out there's not 2 people who have been shot. It's only 1 gunshot wound. They don't know which one it is. I said, okay. We switch over. Mitch goes and sits with his goofy cousin. This goofy ass cousin that sits around and always talks shit to Mitch. I'm about sick of him. What do you do, honey? Don't you got a liquor store to be robbing or somewhere collecting up some mafia funds or something? Don't you got something to do, bitch, other than always sitting in the bar getting drunk? It's early in the morning. He's sitting there getting drunk and talking shit to Mitch. I said, you getting on my nerves, sweetheart. And he told him, he's going to go see Jim to take care of some things. He said, you better do something, because Uncle Vinny was talking crazy. Talking crazy, saying what, bitch? So I guess Uncle Vinny's slipping and sliding in and basically saying he gonna fuck Mitch up too. So I'm like, I'm sick of that cousin. Anyway, moving on. Everything on here just got on my nerves. David and Veronica get to the hospital. Veronica gets started off how she got this whole homophobic rant going. It was such a mess. She's talking about gay people. All they have is death and destruction and follows them. And this, that thing, and the other. And then she got the threatening David. If that boy, if he don't make it, I'm gonna. And before they could do that, they come rolling through and they see this. They say it's the black guy that's being rushed to surgery. And they're like, Jeffrey! Jeffrey! So it was ridiculous. Then Madison comes and Madison says, I'm so sorry. He's crying. Veronica was attacking David. She left David alone to turn around, was talking all this shit to Madison, talking about, what are you crying for? This, that, thing, and the other. And why are your kind always liars? Because Madison came out and told them he didn't make it. I'm so sorry he didn't make it. He was crying. She'll say, you're lying. Your people, y'all always lie. This, that, thing, and the other. She go through all that shit. Madison just looking at her. She gonna grab his face. I said, Girl, Miss Veronica, girl, you doing too much. Cause I would probably smack the dog shit out of Veronica. Talking that shit she's talking. I grabbed his face and told him, "You're a liar, and don't you drop no tears for my boy because he's not dead, liar." And she walked out of the hospital. Said, that bitch is crazy as Dick's hat band. She left. She went and took her ass over to. She got asking for the address to Justin's house. She told she going to go find the evidence. So I'm going to put that homosexual bastard away forever. Okay, girl. But you said you don't believe that your boy's dead. But okay, girl. Whatever. Then we see RK down in the hood perping. And they done figured out, naturally, last time Jim figured out that he had the car and said that he was going to throw his ass in jail. He was going to call in stolen all this. Dumbass Wyatt then call him, tell him, you better bring my damn drugs back. And my dad's going to call about the car. And instead of talking shit to RK, but RK's stupid. He was down there just perping, down in the hood. I said, girl, sit down. It was a mess. Anyway, moving on. Jim and Catherine in there drunk and sleep. He done woke her up and told her, get on up and do something with yourself. You smell like a daycare. I said, well, what do a daycare smell like? Because my daycare always smelled like baby powder and cookies. So I don't understand, what does daycare smell like? So maybe she was smelling like rotten Pampers and shit. I said, I don't know. Or maybe she smelled like throw up. I don't know. But her fucking hair was a mess. But anyway, they going back and forth. She told them to go to hell. Then a little bit after that, Mitch shows up. Jim and Mitch get to talk, and Mitch tells Jim, I want $75,000 and I want it today. I want it today or else. Ain't nothing I can do, but I'm standing in the gap here. I'm going to be able to stop them from fucking up Wyatt. So he's like, all right, I'll get it, cool, no problem. So Mitch was like, today, I ain't playing. So he goes back about his business. Jim then goes and starts arguing with Wyatt. And Wyatt is steady. Nobody's paying Wyatt any attention. He done threatened him 11 times. Wyatt threatens him again. You keep it up and I'm gonna give you something. I got something for your ass. I said, ain't nobody paying attention? Okay, whatever. So let's go on down to the hotel where Broderick has now been snatched up by Scott, the Attorney General's assistant. He done got him and threatened him, child, with homeland security. I said, really, Tyler? Here we go with the lazy fucking ink pen. Lazy ink pen, Tyler. Lazy ink pen. So now he's an illegal alien, and we go on that route. So he blackmails him. He gives up Candace, and he gave up the whole story, like everything. He done told it all. I said, that's bullshit. So I'm like, I'm done with this dumb shit. Anyway, so then another guy that does the same thing that Landon does, cute guy, he rolls in there and he's telling Charles, after they sent Candace out of the room, we need to get rid of her right away because the assistant to the Attorney General is stirring up trouble. And Landon then flew to New York City to try to stop a story, since she's on the news, about Candace. And we need to distance ourselves from her immediately. So now we got Charles I think he kind of believes at this point that he got to get rid of Candace, that he's not going to be able to save face and be able to keep hold to her, but don't know how to tell her. So he's like just in a funk now, and he's all like, okay, well, how am I going to do this? Because I want her. And they're like, you can't have her, period. She's going to be a problem. So we got that going on. Bullshit. It was just the twist and the turnabout was just too fast. So it pissed me off. I was like, whatever. Now, Broderick, that bastard, done gave up all the tea on everybody. I wanted to punch him right in between his eyes. Bam! He gave up the tea on everybody. Rocky, the fact that he was having the affair with Catherine that she knows there's a prostitution ring, but that no, she's not making any money on it. Said that Candace is the one running the prostitution. I'm like, oh, this bastard. Lazy. Just lazy. Anyway, let's go back to the hospital. And this is where I got really pissed off. Because there's nothing really, this was nothing really going on. Oh, Benny. Fucking Benny. Benny finds out from his mother that he's going to be okay because Catherine is allowing her to borrow the money, the interest off of the money that's been in the bank and all that. But they're going to go give the money to give to him. Old Derek then came and he knocked on the door and they ain't letting him in. And Betty's like, what's wrong? She's like, oh no, I just don't want to see him, this, that, the other. Betty's like, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to have to hurt him. Because, see, I knew something was wrong with him, and I told you something was wrong with him. And you ain't told me what it is, but if he don't get away from here, I'm going to jack his ass up. I was like, whatever. So, he's supposedly going to be okay. So, he's feeling better about himself because he either got desperate himself. He didn't call Candace. Said, you got any money? She's like, no, I ain't got no money. But wouldn't tell her what was going on. Ridiculous. All of this slop. This episode was full of sloppy. He was tying up ends too fast and in a sloppy manner, and it pissed me off because it was just jumbo mumbo bullshit. And I was like, Tyler, I ain't feeling this. Anyway, so here's the pièce de résistance, honey, that really threw me over the side to make me say, Tyler, if I see you, I'm gonna give you something. Madison goes and tells David, could you come and identify the body for me? David goes down to identify the body. And it ain't fucking Jeffrey. Tyler, who you think you playing games with? Now this right here is enough for me to back channel out. This was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. So it ain't Jeffrey. You just got some random ass black person and random ass white person who both got shot in the head, but no, only one of them really got shot. Their circumstance was dead on to Jeffrey and Justin. And they were at the same address, same time, same day. If you don't get your goddamn ass out of here, who do you think you're talking to? This is some bullshit. So here he is standing over top of some dead motherfucker that ain't Jeffrey. And Veronica's ass is at the door. And they open the door. It's Justin that didn't answer the door. Justin or Jeffrey that didn't answer the damn door. Maybe both of their ass that answered the door. She giving this. Bitch, you said you didn't believe he was dead anyway, whore. So now what? I was so done. It has taken me. It is now 4:59 a.m. my time, Eastern time. It has taken me all this time to get the whole stomach area to be able to sit and do this review because it's very much giving me. This is some bullshit, Tyler. Absolute bullshit, and you really ought to be ashamed of yourself. This right here was by far the worst bullshit that you pulled thus far. You need not do this shit. You understand me? You need to get this shit and get it back on track, and I mean by next Tuesday. And I ain't playing no games with you. If you don't get this shit back on track, you goddamn had better.